Hello everybody, welcome to the Man Cave Live. I'm Raphael Elia.
And I'm John Jackson. Follow us on Twitter at John97Jackson and at Raph_Elia. Also, and most importantly, follow us at our Man Cave page at Mancave NY Sports. Capital M, capital NY.
And sports.
And sports.
We got a show for you guys today because March Madness is in full swing. Was in full swing. Gets back tomorrow. Gets back in swing tomorrow.
Crazy March Madness.
It definitely stood in touch to its name. This is why it's called March Madness. We have some MLB stuff to talk about, NFL stuff to talk about. We always find room for the NFL. Hockey we have to talk about. I think that's about it.
Yeah, right? Pretty much.
No, we have no weird sports to talk about, but we have a couple things that are going to be unique that we want to do today. But we'll start off a little out of time. So.
Okay, so what do you want to start off with? The news?
Oh yeah, let's just go with the news. Let's get the boring
So let's
stuff
go. Boring stuff. Depending on how you view it. NFL. We got the Patriots owner Robert Kraft. He penned a letter to Roger Goodell saying we want our draft picks back. Now this is interesting. He's talking about the draft picks that they lost, a first rounder and a fourth rounder that they lost because of Deflategate.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? Do you think they deserve it back?
Do I think? Okay, asking me as a Jets fan, no.
Yeah.
Asking me as just yeah, it was kind of I didn't like the call initially. I think that they could have gotten more evidence on it. They're right now giving the team, forget about Brady, giving the team no draft picks for the sake of having no evidence, because he maybe deflated footballs Either way, I honestly didn't think that was a big deal. Like, I think it's made way too big of a deal, because either way, like, the amount that it was deflated, I don't think that it helped as much. Like, and you could really go to town, like, getting on my back for this one, because I know a lot of experts out there will say it mattered, and it mattered big time.
Okay.
But honestly, I don't think that won them the Super Bowl, and I didn't think that the NFL had that much ground. And we could talk about Goodell's too much power and stuff,
yeah.
But despite that, I don't
actually,
think it's a fair
I
punishment.
tend to agree with Raphael. Now, again, I'm against all cheating 100%, but there was something recently in basketball that really it was interesting.
Were you talking about the deflated basketball?
No, not deflated.
The substance to get a better.
I forget exactly what player. I think I might know, but I don't want to say the name unless I have it, because I don't want to frame anybody. Okay, Raphael will get the name, but he used some sticky substance to get a better grip on the ball, and they just told him, you can't do that again. And we've seen it before in baseball too with pine tar. Look at Pineda. Pineda used the pine tar and so much of it, and he got suspended.
He got warned first.
Yeah, warned, then suspended. He used it twice.
I think it's a bigger deal in the NFL because one game really matters. Like
I do agree with that.
The NBA is a 7-game series. Baseball, you have 5 to 7 game series.
Mm-hmm.
Football, it's one game means everything.
Yeah, 1 game playoff.
So I definitely think that they gave me like an advertisement for like Windex here. But
not what you wanted.
That is not what I wanted. But definitely, I think that takes a lot. But you can't. And listen, NFL always seems to be on that foreground when it comes to these punishments. I mean.
So the thing I agree with. Again, I'm completely against cheating in any sport. I feel like every person that uses a way of cheating, such as pine tar, a sticky substance, as the person in basketball used, including Deflategate, I think they should all be punished. But it is kind of unfair how the Patriots are getting punished. I know it's a different sport, but they get punished, and other teams, even in football, don't get punished as much as the Patriots. And this is coming from a Jets fan.
Yeah, no,
I'm not a huge fan of the Patriots, but they do get treated unfairly.
I'm going to sound like a Patriots fan when I say this, but there are a lot of haters out there. And if I were a Patriots fan, I'd really hate it because they're a good team. This is coming from a guy who roots for a team in the AFC East, so trust me, I know how good they are. They're a fantastic team. They have fantastic talent.
Absolutely.
And, I mean,
they have cheated though before, so
Listen.
But again, look at somebody like Peyton Manning. He had
cheaters. They're cheaters, but they're no bigger cheaters than any other team I've seen.
Yeah.
But they just get punished like they're the team to go by. And I think honestly, here's where I'm gonna hate them a little bit. I think you give them way too much credit because they're not the team. They're not the gods of football, of every football team. As much as people want to believe, like every football team should be compared to the Patriots. So when they do something wrong, NFL is wrong. So it bothers me a little bit that they get so much credit for this, even though I'm sure they wouldn't like the credit.
Yeah,
they get way too much credit. So
okay, moving on because we actually spent a lot of time on that. The chop blocks are now illegal.
Now you know why we spent that much time on that. Because what else do we have to talk about?
Chop blocks are illegal.
But that's great. And honestly, I wanted to talk to you about that because you're somebody who is a strong advocate of if you don't want to see somebody do something, like something small, like what were we talking about? Like gambling in baseball.
Yeah,
if you don't want to see anyone gamble in baseball, just say you gamble, you're out, right? That way nobody does it anymore.
Make it clear.
That way nobody does it anymore. What's the point in just suspending somebody if you don't want them to do it ever again, you know? And I agree with you 100%. I never thought of it like that because that kind of sounds kind of evil. Like, one time and you're out, one strike, you're out. But honestly, if you don't want people to do that anymore, one strike and you're out is a fair rule.
And you're speaking of the chop blocks?
And I am, because you don't want to see people chop block, right? That could injure somebody.
Yeah, it
takes
could be
you out
harmful.
of the game. So if you don't want to see people chop block, why do you give somebody a flag for it?
Yeah,
or
make it
eject
illegal.
them for the game. Just say, you chop block, you're out. Done.
Yeah,
Make it very clear that if you chop, then you're going to eliminate chop block because no one's going to jeopardize their career over one chop block.
Yeah,
but
just make rules clear. Just make gambling in any sport, make it clear.
Yeah,
steroid use, any use whatsoever, make it clear.
Just these little,
so they have no excuse afterwards.
Don't say, oh, we don't want people to hold like face masks, so we're gonna kick you out for face masks. But there are certain things that honestly you shouldn't be allowed to do. Chop blocks can end careers. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. It's done. Gambling. How many people gamble in sports? Maybe 1, 2, or 3 athletes you hear of a year gambling in sports. You want to eliminate the problem. Eliminate the problem. Agree, 100%.
Okay, moving on. Goodell, Roger Goodell, the very controversial, I would say, commissioner of football, maybe losing the powers because he has a lot of power.
This guy, I'm surprised he has hair left. Honestly, like
yeah. A lot of people don't like him because he does have a lot of power to fine people and, punish them. Then others like Ray Rice, they say they don't have videos. So he has been controversial. A lot of people don't like him. And he does have a lot of power. Do you think he should lose the power? Because he has a lot to fine people and punish them.
I think that it would benefit, forget about the NFL fans, forget about the NFL Players Association or whatnot. I think it would benefit him to lose some power because of course he's under a magnifying glass.
Absolutely.
He has power over everything. If something goes wrong, of course it's going to come back to him. He has power over it. It's his fault. Even if it doesn't, if it's not even really his fault, it's going to be his fault because he had the authority over it. So it benefits him if he has less power because then you can't blame him for everything. Then you could start blaming a committee for more things. That's what happens in baseball. You start in the NCAA, in the NBA even. You start to blame the committee more than you blame the head guys. But when you have Goodell, he is the head guy. There really is no committee. It's just him.
Yeah, there should be a committee because it's the moves that he makes. It's
you have the owners, but what do? They implemented the official change of
but the things
permanent establishment of the point after attempt. Like, woo.
Yeah, the things that Goodell does should be left up to a committee where more people have a say than just one. That's more of a dictatorship with Goodell. Yeah, I'm not calling him a dictator. I'm just saying he gave him a lot of power.
You heard it here first. John's comparing Roger Goodell to a dictator.
Absolutely not.
But he definitely has too much power for his own good. Like, not to, because I think a lot of people hate him, and I don't like to go with the flow of everyone because you have to understand the stress this guy's under, and he's just human. And this is just a job.
I actually have a more favorable view of Roger Goodell because he has a lot of problems he has to deal with.
This is just a job of a sport. And listen, you're never going to hear a guy more passionate about sports than us. But, it's just a sport in the end. So, this guy is, people wanna hate him like he's some politician.
Yeah.
Like, this is a guy in charge of a lot. So I think it benefits himself.
In conclusion, Raphael thinks it benefits himself. That's been our first part of the show. We still have 20 more minutes, but
wow, we talked about a lot, and that was only 1/3
that was
of the
NFL.
show, so.
For the next part, we'll talk about some hockey, baseball, and basketball.